There, hi there. It's moto for mayor. In process of changing our world, in process of becoming mayor, trying to change it for the better. Let's talk about what friends are these days. A friend is someone you share a picture with. We have the technology to do that. So is it really? But part of the community is sharing with each other what's going on with us. That's where community mental health is addressed because nobody wants to say, oh, yeah, hey, listen, man, you guys are doing great, but I'm doing shitty over here. And because that makes everybody's greatness like they're like, well, geez, yeah, I probably should reach out, but that would mean. Anyways, well, we're all going to die. I'm just saying everything, we're going to die. So what does it matter? I do want you to have your fun experiences, but you're going to have a human experience at the end. I don't know when, but I'm just saying that what is it with the world that we're so border full of ourselves? Because there's been a lot of bad people. And, here's the terrible thing. We don't catch criminals anymore. We don't investigate robberies. And what's that allowed? Like burglaries, they don't even, you can turn it into insurance. What that has allowed, humanity has unfortunately become godforsaken, dishonest. And you know what? Let's face it, who's stealing? People of poverty mostly. Or, there's a few that just want to do that. Everybody else is very judgmental about other people. And honestly, we're all earthlings. That's all there is to this. However, you get to choose who you are with, and you get to choose what you put up with. I suggest a healthy community would have a number of closer relationships, and we should have levels. Like, you should get like the empathy badge. I'm just saying because, training ourselves to be human, like the cerebral cortex, the pathways, the reason we're so genetically superior is we get to learn once we're born. And we're not paying enough attention to that. And we know that unloved babies cause the majority of the crime, and basically they end up unloved somewhere else. And that sucks. Think of that. That's sad. And truly, America has no solution because we have 1 million abortions a year. I didn't know it was a lot. That's a lot. But I'll tell you what, it is, I believe, better to have 1 million abortions than 1 million criminals who are unloved. So if these babies, I think the key ingredient that the court has to decide is, hey, and that's why I think we should choose our philosophy is let's not hurt people. 0 to 5 is important, so we got to help groom. If the first country, and I even hate to say that because the first country that now India's doing a good job, China's doing a good job because they invest in their children. We throw money at a school. That is but it's not the right kind of attention. It's kind of like they are really skilled at using a cement truck, but they're going to go into the hair industry so it doesn't matter how much education is from. They need to be touched, held, loved. And that's my message today is if we don't get to, so that's why it's 0 to 5, because that's when, so the stuff that's hardwired, if smartness was hardwired, it wouldn't matter how you grow up, right? Because you're hardwired, man. You have no choice. So there is free will, but it's not your free will. It's what you do now that that the amount of goodness of how a person becomes a real good, loving human, kind of like the people you'd want to trust and have relationships so we can have a civil society, because this is called civilization. And then what I see in the MMA cage and the World War, the wrestling, that's like That's not civilization. See, that's what it's either that. If you want that all the time, that's where we're headed. And it ain't gonna, I don't like it. It's not what I want. And I'm here. That's why I want to change the world because, and I'm in process of changing it, is because you deserve better. And so do I. And so do our kids. And I don't understand what's going on, whether or not we're going to be fighting a war. I think we're done with wars. There's a comic coming. Could somebody just end this thing? Because I'll tell you, if a comet hits the Earth, I guarantee, I know where that thing's going to, it's going to be Key Largo and Donald Trump's residence. I didn't really say that. And no, it's going to be the White House. That's not. I don't know. But if it hits, we might need each other again. We might have the best society ever. But I'm telling you, we really do need each other. The conscience begs us. I believe loneliness is the conscience saying, please, join. And the other part of you, when you're having too much fun and you're forgetting about all the other people in your life. You know they need help, but too busy with your own. It's a pull of the universe. Because ultimately, we need to survive together. And I think it's good. We're going to be a lot more productive if we're not, in a cage fighting. This is Moto Kennedy. I love you.